So how about that? All right. So for those who are watching this, not live, not hanging out. This is a hangout, a Thursday night hangout for our team. And one of the things that we've been talking about is, let's see, I'm going to put you guys on mute. Mute everybody. How do I do that? You guys, maybe you guys, can you try to mute yourselves? Does that work? Yeah, thanks. Okay. One of the things we've been talking about lately, some of us on the team, is how we want to just share like what's going well and you know, get some input from other people. And just, okay, this is going to be funny now because you're walking. It has you on there all the time, Bobby Joe. I wonder if you can kind of get off camera or something because it's going to be on you the whole time. Does that make sense? That I don't know that we want it to be on you the whole time if you're just like walking like this. But anyway. Okay, so anyway, for the team, you guys, I just wanted us to be able to share what's going well. And, you know, sometimes it's a good thing is for us to be able to share, you know, what's a struggle and other people can help. So I don't want us to feel like we're off in the dark trying to do things on our own. And one of the things I wanted us to do too, I'm going to try to go to a screen share. And here we do, you guys. Share the screen. Okay. And talk about a book that some of us have been reading. And that is, here we go. It's a book called Duplication. I don't exactly remember how I found it, but and here I just have it on the book because I wanted us to kind of look at a couple sections. Simple book about how you can really be successful in the kind of business that we have in the peer-to-peer marketing. And this is somebody who's really high up in their company or whatever. Her idea was that it really can be distilled down into two things. And what I'm wanting us to do is we read this book, and for those of you who are listening and might not have the book yet, or I'm not sure if somebody's going to hop on the call tonight and doesn't have the book yet, that's okay, because it's a super simple little book, and I just wanted to draw the parallels between what we have as Beachbody coaches already at our disposal that fit these categories, and then how we might want to work on getting really good at those and really becoming adept at those so that we can duplicate our activities and basically our businesses in other people that we're sponsoring, and so they're really successful from the start as well. And maybe there's some things that we think of that we need to create, and so that's possible too. It's kind of like anything is out up for grabs. There's no axes to grind here. So here I'll just show you what I was thinking. First of all, a good point was, she said you only need to be able to share. This is for her to feel like you can be a superstar in your company. You only need to be able to share your enthusiasm for your product to sign up a few customers. You also need to be able to share your business opportunity with others who are like-minded in order to build a team of other, click here, representatives doing the same. These are the only two things that we need to do to be successful in our profession. It's a pretty powerful statement. So go back, and she says, so basically to share our enthusiasm for our product and to share that and to sign up a few customers to do the same, to do that. And then to do the business opportunity and get a couple other people who are on our team. So each person doing that. We'll go back to then we can talk. Let's see here. Did I kill it somehow? There we are. Okay, so sorry guys, get ourselves back on here. Can you guys see me?
Yes.
There we go. Okay. But you see my screen, right? I'm trying to figure out how to make myself bigger here. Anyway, sorry about this. How to make myself bigger so you guys can see a bigger screen. There we go. Is that right? Do I look big or do I look small? No? Thumbnail view, show small speaker view. Sorry guys. Let's see here. Okay, well, I'll just go back to the book and so we can look at that. Or even just, can you see me at least a little bit? Shake your head, yeah, okay. So basically she said this, if you can see this. Let me see here. So she said, you guys will see this, but what the first one was is that the first thing was to be excited about the products and to get a couple people. So what do you think, you guys? You can take yourself off speaker, or what do you think that is for us, Beachbody coaches?
Sharing our daily posts if we're drinking our Shakeology or our workout.
Yeah, so sharing our posts, drinking Shakeology, so basically, remember that one of the vital behaviors, I think this is where these come in, and this is, I think, what Beachbody was thinking, was being proof the products work. Because one of the things about, hey, Gretchen's coming on too, one of the things about our opportunity, I think, that's different than a lot of opportunities, is one of the things, like in the book, they talked about how we're, they keep talking about distributors, and we're like, well, we're coaches because we do more than just, here's some jeans, or here's a cream, or whatever, something to, even awesome stuff, right? Like we're the proof, ourselves and our bodies and our health and our lifestyle, right? So we can be excited, but we're not just, doing our nails or something like that. We're actually walking around as billboards, right? So being the proof the products work, so we're doing our workouts, drinking Shakeology, like you said, Christina, that's kind of, and sharing that with people. And so I think one of the things about that is more powerful than if we're just saying, our shake's better than yours, or come do your nails this way. I mean, that's great. And we know that there are some wonderful products, but when you have transformations in your own personal life and your own body, I mean, it's really harder to say, no, that doesn't work, or, but it's also more of a challenge for, us because, here we go, I think this is what I need to do. There we go. It's more of a challenge because we actually have to live the lifestyle. So it's a double, two-sided coin kind of thing. It's the very thing that is powerful about it is also a challenge because, like, we fall down and we're posting, but we're actually not doing the workout or whatever, like stuff that happens, and we're thinking, I'm not really living this lifestyle very well. But we know we can also share those struggles too, right? That's powerful because people are like, oh, wow, you're real. You're not just this machine or something, you're a real person. So any other people, if you want to unmute yourself and add something to this conversation, when she said the two things, she talked about being enthusiastic about whatever your product is, and then finding people to so getting customers, a couple customers, and then maybe she said getting a couple distributors, which would also be for us, finding two people to partner with us, which is really the first thing that Beachbody says is like to become an Emerald coach, right? Yeah. So what else? Where do you think, we have one more thing I think that we really value. Where do you think that falls? That's personal development. So maybe we would just say that there's three things that we think. She says there's two, but in terms of this duplication. And where do you really think, because I think this is one of the most underutilized things that we offer, or that we value as coaches, but it's also probably one of the most powerful things. It's kind of sometimes overlooked. What do you guys think about that?
I personally like the honesty from our coaches.
Okay. Yeah. And so how does that, yeah. Okay, more, I'm sorry.
Okay, the honesty part of that to me is more important because we're stressing the actual facts and the outcome that we've all reached in our program. We're not slamming people with a sales pitch.
Okay. Right. So, like, this is kind of what I've done. This is how it's going for me. This is my results. And it's really hard to say, I mean, unless people try to say, oh, you doctored that photo, it's really kind of hard to say to that, right? I mean, that's powerful. I think that truly is powerful. Or it really is worth 1,000 words, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, we could talk more about this. I don't know if you want to move on a little bit. What's that?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. To me, being an honest person about what you're doing speaks volumes to me than somebody who's fake.
Yeah. Right. And like I think we were saying, you know, it's really, it's hard to, unless you constantly, you know, post pictures of other people and not yourself, which is fine because other people have really fantastic stories, but not sharing your own, like, workout selfie, or here I am, this is me doing my thing, you know, and I am myself, you know, then it's really, really almost impossible to do that, because you have to be hiding, really, right? Because so much of our own person is the story, right? Our body and our health story. I mean, it doesn't have to just be selfies and your abs and stuff. I mean, my goodness. I mean, I don't think any of us here on this call right now are like constantly standing in the mirror showing our abs. I might every now and then do something like that, but it's not, you know, because it's not, that's just kind of not me. But it's also, to me, it's like about health, and it's about the stuff that Shakeology's done for my body. It's about how I can actually do the workouts better from the Shakeology and also the performance line, because of there's specific things that are going on there, right? It's because of my fibroid stuff. Some people have blood work that's really, really amazing, that they've gotten off meds. I mean, you know, there's that deep, deep health issue too, that is really, we can't really argue with that. You know, it's real. So, yeah, being proof the products work is like a really fantastic version of being enthusiastic. Their number one thing. Okay. And inviting is that in the second one. And then of course we have the personal development. What do you guys really feel like? What does personal development mean to you? I mean, not what is it, but how has it helped you in your life?
I think for me, this is Christina. For me, it has helped me grow my confidence in my posting. I still am not good, and I was telling Kelly this today, about reaching out and just kind of cold messaging people. But I've grown in my confidence and realized John Maxwell's book was really good about, it's called Failing Forward. Mm-hmm. And that was an awesome book. And so for me, just getting the confidence and hearing how other people do things, and really focusing on some of my negative, my weaknesses, and going, I'm not the only person who has struggled with this, and there are tools at my disposal that can help me.
Right. Yeah, thank you so much. Anybody else have something to add to that, or something different, that stuff that really they feel personal development?
It's Bobby again. I think personal development for me is just a self-check to see where I'm at and where I need to go.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on things like, okay, that's not working, so let's try something different. Mm-hmm. And doing one little task a little different seems to make things a little bit better than they were before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's kind of a self-check.
Okay. What kinds of, can I ask you this, Bobby, what kind of personal development are you doing? Like, you know, are you listening to audio? Are you reading? I mean, what are things that you personally have found are helpful for where you are in your journey and your business right now? Because we're all a little bit of a different place. I mean, we all understand the human struggle, I think, you know. Yeah.
Well, for me, it's finding the things that I need to read that speak to me on that level. But a lot of it also is asking others that are in this field, what is working for you that is not working for me? And I have to read my Bible, number one. Yeah. But just trying to get into that and reiterating. And then I started really focusing, before picking up this book, Gretchen told me, go get this Finish Line Leaders, and reading that and watching the video daily and doing the steps that it's telling me to do daily, as opposed to being overwhelmed with everything all at one time. That is helping a lot on that too.
Good. Awesome. So I'm going to be honest and say I haven't really, so there's a new app. I don't know, Christina, if you've seen it. I know about it. I have not gotten around to, which is probably horrible to say that, and Perry's going to listen to me like, what, but this wonderful training app that that Tracy, who's way upline in our organization, has put together for all our coaches, just to help have training. And it's more of you go through the portals yourself at your own pace. So I don't know, have you guys been able to check that out? And does that have, I'm thinking, does it have a section of books that you're encouraged to read? Because one of the things that I'm thinking would be really good for us is to have, we all have different things that we want to read. Like, I believe everybody on this call right now is a Christian believer. Others are not, and that's okay. They're not going to want to read the Bible like we might, to have that be personal. That's part of my personal development, But, there's categories of business development and failure and, emotional stuff like that. So I know that where I'm going with this is saying, I think it would be good for us to have a body of literature that, hey, this is kind of where we start a new coach. Because I'm constantly right now thinking about how, like, where we are in our business, but also is we're going to bring people along this year. And that's going to happen for all of us. And we're going to get really good at doing all these steps. So maybe having, this is the first book that we give a coach. This is, the really basic things like the compound effect, that it's going to relate to any person, no matter who they are, what they believe about other things in life, philosophies or whatever. Just that personal kind of your time, your management, understanding how you're building your life or not. We're always building in some direction, right? So maybe, so I don't know, do you guys know, does the app have something about that? Is there like a book list? No, Gretchen's saying no. Okay.
I think on our team page under resources, I believe there is a list of all kinds of books that.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it has like Eat That Frog, Compound Effect, and a bunch of those. I don't know that we have updated it recently, but.
Okay. This brings us to a really good question, and Christina and I were talking about this today, and we're really, really excited about this new thing that we're going to do. Perry has graciously, and Corey, I don't know if you guys know Corey, he's a really awesome guy. He's Perry and Hillary's son, adult guy, man, but he's a coach too, and he's helped take this really, really awesome new coach guide that somebody graciously just let us see what they do, but it was really girly and pink and everything, which we're like Becky and I are like, oh, it's cute. And I'm like, the men do not want paid. We cannot do that. Just because it's predominantly women so far on this team, we've got to make it. So he made it red, but also putting our different names and just kind of making the material look like ours a little bit more. But that thing, I don't know if you got to see it today, Christine, it's like 34 pages. It's a new coach manual that is a big PDF that you just send a new coach and say, here is like your coach Bible and to get you started. So what we're going to do there, we've had, because it's a PDF and they're going to click on it, we talked about having hyperlinks to things and just like, wow, we just created how much of work for ourselves and like saying that right there, because it would hyperlink to Google Docs with all of these categories of things. Instead of saying, okay, yes, we have those, go and look in the coach in our team wall in the lists. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm not sure if we're going to be able at this point, because it's kind of like we need to hire somebody who can do that, just because it's going to take time. You know what I mean? Take time out of somebody's day. And Corey's taken like over a week to, Anyway, one way or the other, we'll have that PDF, and it may have links to a Google Doc that has all this stuff, or it may just have, okay, see the, and then they'll just have to go through and look for the book list, the rule of 5 that's there, okay, so, but anyway, that PDF is like happening now, and Becky and I are like, if I'm signing up a new coach, I want that thing right now, because it's like so great to show them, and people can go at their own pace then, right? Some people will be so excited, they'll like go look through that whole thing probably in one night, they'll be like, yay, other people like, I don't really know what, and they might even lose it, and then because they're like maybe a discount coach, and they're like, holy cow, but we could send it to them again. It's not a big deal, right? If they ever come along more, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, know that that's there. And I'm just trying to think of ways that we can have these sort of systems in place that are not overwhelming, but that are like, okay, this is going to be easier now to know how to have these. This is where the resources are. And this is how we can share, and figure out when we're talking to people, oh, this would be a good book for you. Here it is. Instead of spending a lot of time rifling around for things. Because if it's true that really the two things that we need to be doing is all the workouts and the Shakeology and all that stuff that all of us on this call are doing, and really trying to get better at sharing that. But the other part is inviting and getting people to join us as coaches. what do we do with those people? You know what I mean? And I think, to be honest, I'm going to be really, really honest here and say the apex of my organization in terms of like the number of people in my downline, so you guys and all the other people, it's like 90 some people. It's 63 people today. Some of that is because people just were discount coaches and they've moved on with whatever, you know, their workouts, you know how people do. And other people, I think, just got discouraged, you guys, and they just didn't know what to do. And that's really heartbreaking to me, because it's like, you know, we need systems. And one of the things, you know, this book says too, like, I'm not sure how far along you guys have read, but like, if you have systems that it's dependent on your personality or your style, no bueno. You know, not that that's not good, but you have basic stuff, and then people can do a riff on that maybe at some point. But if people think, oh my goodness, I have to be like, I'll name somebody, you know, then they're just going to be like, you know, they can't do it, right? We don't want that. We want it to be really, really basic. So that manual is going to be great. We may or may not have this Google Doc that I talked about, but we'll for sure be able to show them those in our, you know, add them to the coach group. And then there's stuff back there. And then as their coach, say, hey, start with this book. And so maybe we just need to all agree that, you know, a few things. Maybe the compound effect is like the very first book. What are some other resources that you think are really good for new people? It might even be good for you to, like compound effect. I do kind of return to that because I'm like, yeah, I got to, you know. What do you think, Christina?
The Power of Habit. I'm going to reread that. That was
yes.
a really
good one. Power of Habit, yeah.
Yeah. John Maxwell has a number of good ones.
I know. All of those are so good, huh?
Yeah. John and I read one last year about leadership, and it was one where you're supposed to, like, I think it's called Leadership Gold, and it's how to mentor people, and you're supposed to read it over a couple months and actually mentor someone as you go along. And so Dale did it with his work, and he had a mentor with it, and so then he would kind of did the steps with me. So that's a good book if you have someone who you really want to mentor with.
Okay.
And have them come alongside, and it has activities and stuff. I like that
one. What was that one called again? The
Leadership Gold. It's by John Maxwell.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. How about so the Power of Habit, that is a really, really good one, because it really it kind of deconstructs like what it is that we're doing. We have habits, which is really kind of weird, but it's cool. Compound effect.
This is a great one if you have a problem with timing.
Yes.
When I read that, it was like revolutionary for my job.
Totally. And the procrastination, like do it first, do the, you know, because it just becomes bigger, you know. Yeah, I think it's a really good one. I talk about the middle schoolers about this stuff all the time, you guys. And I'm like, and I often wish, to be honest, the Compound Effect was they had like a teen version or something. You know what I mean? I've actually given that book to kind of more mature kids. I'm like, read this, please. I wish somebody would have helped me with this. But anyway, Eat That Frog. What do you guys think about Eric Worre's? Gretchen, you're reading it right now, I think, or can you unmute yourself and remind me?
GoPro.
GoPro, yes, thank you. GoPro, kind of understanding. So that's a good business builder one. Like if somebody really wants to go and they're serious about it right away and not just kind of wanting to get, you know, work for 30 days or 60 days to do their fitness and kind of check it out from back behind, they really want to go. That would be a good one, right? Because it really just, yeah.
Also like to start with why, because, you know, a lot of people kind of go, well, what, I don't understand what you mean by why.
Right.
And then they think, you know, they go into what I do is this. Well, that's not your why, that's a what.
Right.
You know, how. And so when I finally finished that, I was like, even though it was repetitive,
yeah,
I got a very good sense of, you know, the fun, the megaphone, you know.
Okay.
Mine goes on out to, you know, the how and the what.
Okay. Yeah, and that is that Simon Sinek? Start with why? Yeah. So he was really great. I mean, and he does that repetitive thing. I think he does it so that we can remember stuff. Like we're like, yes, you know, like, okay, he's good. Yeah.
And for me, being, you know, a slow reader and really needing to chunk it down, you know, I couldn't start with the Compound Effect. I haven't even really started that one.
Okay.
I'm, you know, for basic
you know, I don't know the word that I'm looking for, but very, very basic learning
Like
book. Yeah,
principles.
I
Yeah.
would definitely say,
Okay.
you know, I would say start with why and then go pro, and then, you know, just working it up in, you know, in the more serious hardcore type writing. And because I'm just, when I started that compound effect, I was like, I
Okay.
don't know what
Okay.
the heck this means.
Okay.
So
Okay. Yeah, that's good. So it's good for us to kind of go, and that's the point, right? Is that everybody's a little bit different. So, you know, you just kind of have to listen to people, and if they really have, some people might naturally talk about a strong why, and you might say, "Oh, this is a great book," and they might read it and go, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, like yes, I'm already doing that." But other people have no idea what you're talking about. So it takes listening to people, and you know, here's the thing too. It's like there have to. This is what I'm constantly thinking about now. Having this great, being freed up to have really great interpersonal times with people, but having the resources there so you're not scrambling around looking for stuff. It's not just willy-nilly. Somebody's got you had more time, so it was wonderful. Other people are like, what? I'm out in the cold. So what I'm saying is like systems, and there's some sameness there. And then people can pace it themselves. They choose, right, through how quickly they want to go. And they're in responding to things, but also like, hey, if somebody read through that coach manual in one night, you know, they're like really serious about this, right? You know, they're not just like, what? Oh yeah, I think I have that PDF in my email somewhere. Okay, you know, right? I mean, that's totally okay, but you kind of take your cues from them, and you can really focus on them as a person and like hearing what they're saying and what they want to do, their fears and stuff, rather than being really bound up in, gosh, this person doesn't even know what to do because I haven't given them tracks to run on. We don't want that. We want them to have just enough information at their own, you know, pace. They're not being scared off, but they're also not bored and thinking, what is this? This is like nothing. This is like totally a farce or whatever. You know what I mean? Or like, this
right,
is, how does this work for other people? What are they doing? And then they get people get kind of disenchanted. You know, we don't want that.
right. Well, you know, and then, you know, we have that the training, and we, you know, tag people that are new. Are they really, you know, after you've tagged them, have they really,
Yeah.
you know, gone through it?
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at, you know, and
Yes.
thinking, you know, did they, you know, I know that several have.
Right, you're right though. It's really hard. It's very and I don't like that. There's going to be messy stuff because we're people and we're always kind of a mess in some ways. You know, things are not tidy, but I would like to shore that up somehow. And I think, I don't know, Christine, if you had a chance to watch the Melanie Mitro video today, but yeah, I'll give that link and that YouTube and I'll tag your names for this. This, you know, of course, our top coach, you know, 2 years in a row, which is really amazing because you have to not only do it 1 year, then you have to like double and triple and quadruple your efforts from the awesome year again. It's just like blows your mind, you know. Really nice gal. And really just you watch her stuff, you're like, okay, I totally get why you're like kicking butt because you figured this out, these systems out. She's not any more splashy than anybody on this call, to be honest. Really nice gal. I don't mean that, and smart and all this stuff, but she's not like this huge personality that everyone's just like cult of personality. She's figured out ways to help people to get where they need to go and to do what they want to do. And she doesn't waste time in trying to get people to do things they don't want to do. So you'll see when you watch that call, and listen to me, I watched that video like 3 times because she talks quickly. And I paused it and wrote stuff down. Yeah, and it's okay because you just can go, wow, this is so great. But I think if you'll see, you guys, if you watch this, what kind of where I'm thinking it would be great for us to head if we have some mixture of like what you were saying, Gretchen, there with how do people know they're doing the training. I think it's going to help with the app that we have from, I guess we have 10 minutes here, but Finish Line Leaders, that will help do the self-paced. We'll have that document that has all of that stuff ready that frankly, all of us as new people asked our people. You guys are asking me, I've asked other people. Because we don't know and we can't remember. We saw stuff, we're like, oh my gosh, you know, and it's, you can go through there. And then, yeah, and then we'll have the videos, just a sec, the videos. And then we'll also have, this is what Perry and I were talking about today, having one group be the people who, and when you watch the video, you see what I mean, the coaches who are the builder coaches can go into that right away as the apprenticeship. And so then we'll have time to mentor them more because it's not like all these groups and oh my gosh, it's like a million things, right? So what I'm saying is a lot of self-starter independent stuff, and there'll be the apprenticeship group, is kind of what I'm thinking. And then you'll have time to really work with them. And I'm thinking, this is another thing about Melanie Mitro and some of the really top coaches. They've created videos for things where they just don't want to keep saying it a million times. But it also gives sameness. Everybody's seeing the same thing, right? Which is good. And so then she has things like, she gives this video about social media and how to do it better, you know, for people, how to do, you know, this. So there's things that are systematized, but it doesn't feel like you're in a machine. That's what we want, right? And then people can start to really flourish and be their own person in this coach thing, because they're not scared, they're not overwhelmed, they're not ignored, you know, all of those things. And they're not pushed to do something they don't want to do, you know. So anyway, we'll list that video. I'm sorry to talk so much, but I'm just kind of where I'm going with all this, trying to figure out what we think are really the key things here. So what did you want to say, Gretchen, about it?
Well, back to that, the Finish Line Leaders app.
Yeah.
We need to make sure that there's something, you know, if there is a section in the PDF about that, we need to make sure that they put when they sign up for it, you have to put in your coach ID and your leader, and some of them don't know that Perry is, you know, is listed as the leader.
Okay.
So they just write in, you know, Perry Tinsley in that spot, or, you know, wherever they can.
Okay. Okay. So we'll have to work out those specific things, and those are things we'll have to tell people right away. And I think that would be one of the things in a welcome email, that we will just list the things that, and that's another thing, like to get, what is a welcome email to a new coach? What are we saying? What are we saying to people? Are we doing it at all? Does people know what to do? Right? So, I mean, these are things that are great questions. Yeah, Christina.
I think it'd be nice to have some of those things already scripted out, because I think that's where I get bunched up, is like, I don't sound, when these people talk about what they said now, I'm like, mine doesn't sound that good. I sound like an idiot.
Right. Yeah.
It'd be nice to have some of those scripts.
I think so too. I totally agree with that. And I think too that I'm willing to do this and take some time over the next really quickly, is to do some of these, like, do some of the videos that she has, like, welcome to the team, and hey, one of you know, and make it be our people, not me, but, you know, you guys too. And so you can use those instead of feeling like you need to do it yourself, or we don't have anything because it's borrowed or whatever, you know. I think so. And so we'll do that right away. And so it's not like you're wondering what to do. That's always so scary, because you're like, what am I supposed to do? And then if I don't know what to do, my coach really doesn't know what to do, because they're looking to me, and that's so stressful, right? So, yeah. They're probably going to cut us off here in a few minutes, because you know how we're just doing the free version. So
if you send me some, or maybe tag, I bet you have more. Like, I really like Super Life for one of my personal development, but I'd like to learn more about nutrition and things like that.
Okay.
Somewhere I haven't read a whole lot on.
Okay.
I figured I might have some resources there.
Okay, yeah, some resources. Yeah, that's a great category to have for our team, just because we need to be kind of growing in that area, and not everybody has the same interest, but you know, it's like, it's part of what we're doing here, so we have to have some knowledge. So, yeah. Cool. Well, I know that this was kind of a little bit over the place, but I just want us to start talking about, you know, ways that we can get really good at seeing that Beachbody has, and our team has even more and more growing, resources and tools that fit these big categories of, like, gosh, this is how we are going to be successful. And so we have them at our disposal. Some things we need to create or shore up, whatever, but now we just need to get really good at them, you know, to get good at sharing them and growing in that, not to be pressured, but to grow on that instead. And that kind of makes it simple. I mean, it's complicated in the sense that it's people, but we don't have to have these complicated systems. They just have to be in place. And we'll even talk more about, like, some of the things in the next chapters of the books. And I know that it's really short, so you probably have read, like, more and more of that book. But, like, we have a new coach getting started right. Well, one of the things about, and they talk about that too. Like, everybody should have the same things. You're not coming up with new stuff and trying to figure out what in the world to do, what to say. I think also that new coach manual has that, you'll see it. So we'll show you guys real soon. And it has that basically getting started right within it. And so people can look that over themselves. And it's very more detailed, and, you know, it doesn't have to go into a ton of information about Emerald and, all this complicated stuff. They just need a very few things to do, right? So that will take the pressure off of you to have this like, woo, video call with people necessarily, because they'll have a manual and you just have some questions to ask them. And if they don't have the answers, that it's not like you're going to be mad at them. It's just like they're going to let you know what they want to do. And it's really straightforward. So I love that it's a document that we can share with people and just get back with them. And something too that I learned from Melanie, we're not chasing people around. We want to be kind to them and we want to be gracious, but we don't have expectations for them. And if they don't answer us in a couple times, like they just signed up to become a coach. I don't know if they're hiding from us, You can't spend a lot of your time just please begging people and dragging them along. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm going with this. And I'd love to talk more about these things. And we didn't have a lot of chance this time to talk about like how you guys are feeling, but we could do that more next time. And I'm committed to doing these every Thursday. And I would love for you guys to come. I know stuff comes up. It comes up for me on Tuesday all the time. So I don't ever feel bad or something like that if you've got to do stuff, with your family. But I'll be here. And I just really want this to be the best year that we've had. And I know that it can be. And I'm really glad that you guys are on this team with me and we're all learning together. And I'm really encouraged that we've all got something to add and to offer, and so many different people out there that we're going to connect with, because our personalities are different and we live in really different places, on this team. So anyway, it's probably going to cut us off any minute here, but if you guys want to share anything at the end here, I'd love to hear what's on your heart about all this. Anybody?
I think the important thing is just take everything one day at a time.
Yeah. Yeah, it gets overwhelming if you try to just everything, right? And then you do nothing. Isn't that ironic? Because you're like overwhelmed and you just want to sit back and watch TV or something, right? Because you're just like, I can't do this. I don't even know what you're talking about, or you feel like you're failing. And then you feel like that. That sucks,
Find your own groove, really. Find your own
having these meetings and sitting here and being on the team at the same time.
Yeah. 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 And, I think too, like personal development for me is like, when we do get a little discouraged or, we have personal development, we have each other's friendship. You should realize, you're so much more than a Success Club point or volume or any of that stuff. Of course we all have these goals and we've got goals of people we want to help. We want to make money and be independent, with our time. But it's, to me, much more important that we're in this together and we're growing and learning and helping people and keeping our focus where it should be, and of course all the other stuff's going to come. And it's really, I struggle for me sometimes to remember that, because I'm like, what am I doing wrong? I like pull my hair out, my little hair, like, and I feel like I'm failing you guys, and it's just a big mess. It's not helpful at all, and so I just never want anybody to feel like you're only valued for any of those kind of things, because that's icky. That's not the truth. It's not the case at all for me. So anyway. All right. Well, it says less than a minute, so I think I'll sign off before we get unceremoniously cut off. But I thank you so much, guys, for being on this call. And did you take a picture of us all? And,
I did.
Okay.
So I
think I can do it really fast.
I can post what I've been doing.
Okay, good. Because I don't know how to screenshot. That's my mom's computer. Anyway, good night, everybody, and I will talk to you. I'm sure we'll see each other online. Okay. Okay. Bye.